Hey, what's up guys, Daniel here in the tech studio. Today's very special because Letsfit has sent me their latest smartwatch, the IW2. Is it any better than my personal favorite, the ID205L? Let's get into it. My most popular video by far, like not even a close margin, by far, is my review of the Letsfit ID205L smartwatch, which you can see up here, or in the link in the description below. It turns out that Letsfit saw it too, and they actually sent me their latest smartwatch, the IW2, to test and review. They also sent me their latest earbuds, which are actually pretty good. You should check that out in the description below as well. And while you're at it, just go ahead and subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. Now, I'm going to be referencing and testing against the 205 for the rest of the video. The IW2 is essentially this thing's successor, and it's 20 bucks more at 50 bucks, 30 bucks. So what do you get for your extra 20 bucks? Well, in it, we have a much larger 1.55 inch screen, which appears to be a lot sharper than the 205. Customizable watch faces, finally, with tons and tons of different combinations to choose from, as well as choosing your own picture as a background. The usual step, sleep, and activity trackers, with options for many more sport modes. Typical clock things like the time and alarms and timers and such. A heart rate monitor and a blood oxygen monitor, which is actually pretty accurate. GPS tracking for your outdoor runs and walks. Water resistant up to 50 meters for around 10 minutes. Basically, you can go ahead and swim with it with no problem, which I did. Android and iOS compatible with notifications for all of your apps. And even with all this extra features, you still get the incredible 10-day battery life, which I can attest to even at max brightness. Now, all of this syncs up to their new Letsfit app. They finally have their own app now, so no more third-party apps like VeryFit Pro. Okay, so last time I told you guys a story about how people kept mistaking my 205 for an Apple Watch. And if you thought I got a lot of comments then, this thing, boy. I'm gonna put these side by side and you tell me honestly which one is the Apple Watch. Honestly, the more that I look at them, the more the IW2 looks like an Apple Watch than an Apple Watch. Now, with this bougie exterior, we have much more screen real estate than the 205 and much more customizability. In the 205, all you can customize is the colors. That's pretty much it. Here you have lots of color combinations, tons of different watch faces, and as I mentioned before, you can have a background with any picture you want. The bands themselves are kind of short compared to the 205. I don't know why they're shorter. Swiping through the watch is perfectly fine. The lag between turning your wrist and seeing the time is still kind of there, but it's definitely much better than the 205. Okay, I'm gonna try that out. Bam! So, in my testing, I found some quandaries, and some of them have to do with the Letsfit app itself. And this may be because this is a brand new watch. It came out March 2021. It's just under 4 months ago. And the app itself is fairly new. It's not even a year old. As a software developer myself, I understand the struggle of trying to launch a brand new product. I feel your pain. So I will give Letsfit the benefit of the doubt and not immediately bash them because probably these things could be fixed with just a software update. So let's start with the app itself. You cannot have two watches synced up at the same time. They can be connected to the app, but they won't be synced to your phone at the same time. This is a bummer because now I have to take this watch back to the VeryFit Pro app again, and this is with the Letsfit app. So I need two apps to run two watches, but I guess this is kind of unique for me because most people aren't going to be wearing two watches at the same time. But still, if you're getting two different watches, it's not going to work. But when I did have them both connected to the Letsfit app, something weird happened, okay? Switching between the watches in the app did not change the step information in the app. Even after uninstalling the app and reinstalling it again, it shows that I have 12.8 thousand steps, even though it says 10,000 on my watch. The only remedy was to actually completely disconnect the 205 from the app, and that pretty much fixed it. I thought this was kind of weird and shouldn't be happening at all, so I contacted the quality engineer there at Letsfit, who I have already been in contact with, and he told me that the 205's hardware is not optimized for their own Letsfit app, so there will be issues. But if it shows in the App Store in the list of compatible devices that the 205 is a compatible device, why is it on the list of compatible devices if it's not 100% compatible? I don't know about that. Okay, so the app is a bit wonky, but how's the watch? Also a bit wonky. So for the first few days of testing, I was getting a lot less steps on the IW2 than I was on the 205. Like a lot, like 4,000 steps less. That's weird. I had them on both my wrists for 3 days straight. My sleep data was identical on both watches, but my step data had a huge discrepancy. So again, contact the quality engineer. Why am I getting so few steps? He told me, here we go, I have to go into my account settings, not the watch settings, my account settings, and change my stride length. In all of my years of using smartwatches, I have never been forced to input my stride length. If you don't know what a stride length is, it is the length between your feet when you're taking a step. And you have two different strides, a walking stride and a running stride. Okay, sure, whatever. I go in to do that and I see that there's an auto option for it to automatically detect your stride. Why wasn't this the default? Why not just have it default to auto? Why do I have to now do this extra step? Look, not everyone can just go ask the quality engineer a question whenever they want to, so this feels a little unfair. I firmly believe, as much as possible, that technology should simply work right out of the box. This should have been just set to auto. I shouldn't have to measure my stride. I've never had to do that in any other smartwatch. I didn't have to do it for this. I am 90% sure this can be a quick software fix. But if I wasn't here to tell you all this, you'd get the watch and you'd get inaccurate steps and you'd think it's a bad product, which it's not. It's not a bad watch. Just be aware, you're gonna have to do that if you get this watch. I'm here to bring you guys the facts. So after setting the stride to auto, it pretty much fixed it. Whew. This leads me to my third snag. The GPS tracking. Yeah. Now, this thing allows you to track your runs and your walks outdoors with GPS, and you can see it on a map, the exact route that you ran or walked or whatever. And it's pretty cool if you can get it to work. It took me multiple tries of trying to get this GPS tracking thing to work. So, for the third time, I go to the quality engineer, and by this point, I'm sure he don't want to see my stupid face no more. I'm sure he's saying, oh my God, this idiot again. God. Either way, here's what was happening. Okay, so in order for the GPS tracking to work, you need to give the app location and background processing permission. Cool, did that. I understand what that means. Did it, done. So in my brain, oh, and according to the instructions as well, I am good to go. Oh, not so fast. Not so fast there. So I go to my watch, start the GPS tracking, and on the watch it says, and I quote, open the Letsfit app to connect to mobile GPS. So that's what I did. I open the app, blank. There's nothing there. There's no prompt. There's nothing. Did it work? I guess it worked. Okay. I go out on my run. I go run a mile. That's a lie. I walked a mile, okay? I walked. I didn't run. I walked. I get back home. I'm excited to check my run. Open the app. I check my run. There's no map. That's strange. I thought it told me to open the app and it should work. It just showed my information for my run, you know, how many steps, my heart rate and all that stuff. Good info. Didn't show me my route. Here's why it wasn't working. And here's how I fixed it by chance, okay? By chance. According to the engineer, he just repeated back to me what the instructions say. You're supposed to get a prompt on your phone once you open the app. But I never got a prompt. Nothing popped up on my screen. And the reason I didn't get a prompt on my screen was because I didn't have the app open first. Once I had the app open first and then started the run on my watch, I would then get the prompt on my phone to give location permission. The instructions and the watch itself both tell you to begin the GPS tracking run on your watch first. That does not work. That's not correct. It's incorrect. The instructions are wrong. What worked was having the app open first and then starting the GPS tracking on the watch. Now, once you get this prompt, it's a one-time prompt. You give it permission and then the GPS tracking works all the time, every time. It actually works really well, very accurate, but getting there took almost a week of just trying and trying and trying. So I eventually got it to work by chance, but holy hell. Again, if I wasn't here to tell you all this, I don't see how anyone would have figured that out. The instructions are incorrect and that is unacceptable. If you are curious about how to operate the smartwatch, check out my previous smartwatch review down in the description below. This watch is basically exactly the same thing. So is it worth it? The watch feels unfinished. Like it should have stayed in beta testing just a little bit more. Needed a little more time in the oven. If they could iron out these kinks and, you know, push out some software updates and update their instruction manual, jeez, then this would be a great watch. It'd be a fantastic watch. I would definitely recommend it. But that's not the watch that I got. All these new features on the IW2 are pretty cool if you can get them to work. But I can't ignore these glaring red flags. So no, I don't think it's worth it. I've never had an issue with the 205 and now I believe it is still the reigning champion. I really hope Letsfit learns from their mistakes with this because this smartwatch could have been really great. It was so close to greatness. So check out the Letsfit ID205L instead. That's it for this one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.